Raise your hand if you've ever gone through an existential crisis. Keep your hand raised if that involved you going from a dog to a big-headed flapper. Well, my good friend Betty Boop has. I met her 16 years ago at the age of 10 at a funhouse pizza party. And there they had this rotating disc where these little trinkets that rotate around it, and an arm that whenever you press a button, it swings out and knocks off one of the trinkets. Whenever I played it, a keychain of Betty Boop riding a motorcycle fell off, and ever since then I just had to know everything about her. So tonight I wanted to commemorate Betty Boop and tell you about the top 3 things that I think everybody should know. And they are: she's kept her boyfriend, she was very progressive for her era, and she's a great role model. I know there are people here tonight that have met somebody, and despite what people have said or what you've been through, you just had to stay with that person. Betty Boop, despite going from a dog to a human, kept her boyfriend Bimbo, who was a black and white dog. This proves that true love cannot die. She was also very progressive for her era in the 1930s. Not only was she dating a dog, but she didn't conform to the dress code of the time. Girls and women today are having to conform to this societal standard that we aren't supposed to show our shoulders, or we have to wear a certain undergarment. And I think that we can relate to Betty Boop on how difficult it is to go against a societal norm. She was also the first animated sex symbol of all time, and during the 1930s that just was not a thing. Lastly, she's a great role model. She is who she is, and there's no changing that ever. I know that whenever going from the day to day, we feel like we have to fill this status quo and conform to however other people think that we should be. And I feel like we can look at Betty Boop and see that we can be who we want to be, and it's okay. She's also very kind to animals. Personally, whenever I see somebody, I judge them by how either an animal treats them or they treat an animal. And the fact that Betty Boop treats animals very, very, very well, and she's very kind to them, shows that she's a very genuine person. Also, she is a strong woman, and women and girls today can look to her as a role model to reflect that. Whenever she sees something or somebody's doing something to her that she doesn't like, she tells them no, and she stands by it, and either they stop doing what she doesn't want them to do, or she does something about it. Now, after tonight, I hope that we can see how wonderful of a human being Miss Boop is. She's kept her boyfriend despite everything that she's been through. She's a very progressive woman, and she's a fantastic role model. Also, if you ever need someone to talk to about going from a dog to a flapper, she's the #1 person that you should talk to. Thank you.